Welcome back to The Fives. This week we're going to talk about some of the creators that we discovered through Higgs Field's Spotlight competition. Who are we going to talk about this week, John?
That's right, Kai. This week we have a really international group of filmmakers from Gevorkyan, Bakhtiyar Tabyldy, Dika Karan, Santi Medina, and a very elusive filmmaker going by the name Illusio Vibe.
That's right, but first, let's talk about some trends that we've noticed. Ethan Malik recently discovered a prompt for VO3 where he was doing some experiments of video games as community theater productions, and then it just kind of took off from there.
Yeah, I saw this trend emerging at the same time you did. I think we kind of mentioned it at the same time in our Telegram chat, but I thought this was a kind of a really cool evolution of how storytellers are just experimenting with VO3 and other tools, kind of bringing back some of your favorite video games or movies reimagined as a classic 80s style sitcom. I particularly appreciate the Lord of the Rings examples. They seem to be particularly good.
You take the blue pill, the story ends. You take the red pill, and I show you how deep the rabbit hole goes.
Yeah, it's funny how what starts off as just an experiment just keeps evolving and morphing and taking on this life of virality of its own. And I wonder if the sitcom example, I wonder if that's ever going to get extended out into become a full episode of some crazy retro sitcom. I'm Kai Turner.
And I'm John Rogers.
First up, we have Ash Gevorkyan, and he won the grand prize of the Higgs Field competition. And we're seeing that he exemplifies the kind of stylized work that we see come out of Higgs Field a lot, the more commercial music video, fashion, or perfume ad style work. But Ash is definitely a professional in the field, and if you look through his portfolio of his work, you can see that his AI created work and his non-AI created work almost seems undifferentiated. You can't really tell which ones are AI, which ones are not AI, except for when you see a talking monkey. But I think it just goes to show that he has the attitude that I think will be everywhere in the next 5 years, where you just see that people are bringing their talent to AI as a tool. What shines through is their ability, not necessarily the features of the tool itself.
What I found really interesting with Ash is that he's a filmmaker kind of co-based out of both Moscow and Dubai. But what was interesting about that is that the content of his video, which absolutely is my favorite of the contest, and so I think very deserving of the grand prize here, the content is about rodeo culture, which is very much a very sort of American concept, although of course there's great rodeo culture in Spain and Brazil as well and other places, but this is very much sort of American style rodeo, and he really sort of nailed kind of the aesthetic and the vibe of it. Just amazing use of sound here as well. As George Lucas used to say, sound is 50% of the experience, and Ash brought all of his tools and skills to the table here, and it's a really standout, wonderful video.
Number two.
Our second video this week is coming from a filmmaker based in Kazakhstan, Bakhtiyar Tabyldy. I hope I pronounced your name appropriately. And this video won the Best Story contest in this Higgs Field contest. And what I really liked about this is really bringing together sort of old pirate culture and mixing it with modern day sort of gangster culture, and kind of bringing a root of kind of this idea that even this culture of gangsters and buccaneers are rooted all together across time.
Yeah, I mean, if you look at Bakhtiyar's YouTube profile, it says he's a self-taught director, and you can see on his Vimeo pages and that sort of thing that he's done a lot of commercial work as well. But I think it just goes to show that he's willing to embrace the kind of experimentation that AI provides, and it's given him the ability to do these different short films that he enjoys doing. And I really love to see that this is an example of when we talk about AI tools opening up to the rest of the world and opening up possibilities to the rest of the world beyond Hollywood. I think he's a perfect example of that.
Number three.
Next up, we have Dika Karan, or D Studio as he goes by. And he seems to be an Indonesian AI creator, possibly living out of Cambodia. And what's amazing about his work is that it's very kind of moody and atmospheric, and you can still see the Indonesian influences kind of coming through, and the East Asian influences coming through. And I think, again, it kind of exemplifies the Higgs Field aesthetic that, he's doing, even though he's experimenting with lots of different AI video tools and has a very commercial and fashion-forward aesthetic as well. But it's interesting to see his particular take on it.
What I really like what D Studio has done here is that he's created a video that is very cinematic. It feels the color, it feels more cinematic than most AI videos I've seen to date. And no surprise here that the prize that D Studio won for this contest was the best visuals for the contest. So I think the judges who evaluated all the entries also probably saw that same aesthetic represented. The video, by the way, is titled Red Ashes. Many of the contest entries are untitled, but D Studio did title this video as Red Ashes. Our fourth video this week comes from Santi Medina, a filmmaker working from Spain. And I suppose, one thing we've noticed across all of the podcasts that we've done to date is that there seems to be a really thriving AI filmmaking community in Spain right now. And so I suppose an international group that we have here today with these Higgs Field creators, we would sort of be missing if we didn't have someone from Spain represented. And what Santi has won is the prize for Best Sound. And what I really like when you look across Santi's work on his Instagram and other sites is that sound really seems to be his strength. All of his videos really stand out as just having exceptional sound design. And as I said earlier, sound is 50% of the experience, at least according to George Lucas. And I think Santi really stands out with how he's, across his body of work, is just bringing different effects, really timing it with the action and the visuals very well to really add to the experience.
Yeah, Santi's style definitely comes across. I mean, it's very artistic, atmospheric, and a unique art direction that blends kind of a fashion sensibility with a surreal twist. And as we're saying, I mean, I think Higgs Field, with this competition, for some reason, has really gathered together a cross-section of artists across the world, but also artists that seem to have this professional experience as directors and filmmakers, and it's really great to see that they seem attracted to the aesthetic of Higgs Field, because Higgs Field is becoming known for having a particular aesthetic capability.
Number five.
Finally, in the most viral category of the competition, we have Illusio Vibe, who seems to be an artist out of India, and you can see a lot of the work that they do is coming from a kind of Asian, Indian, and potentially Indonesian sensibility, and it's really like a romantic. I was looking at the work, and it really has this feeling of a romance novel, and maybe that has something to do with the popularity. They seem to have found a very particular genre of AI video and AI imagery that has struck a chord with their audience. So yeah, it's no surprise that they've become most viral in this category.
Yeah, Illusio Vibe is hard to really track down any information on. This creator really likes to keep some mystery around their work and themselves. What I really like is that there's a visual approach here that I really haven't seen yet in the space. It sort of reminds me of what might a kind of an Indian look of a romance novel cover look like. A lot of the artwork and design and style is very kind of man and woman in a loving gaze or embrace, and so it's definitely a very different vibe, different style than we've seen to date.
Thanks. That's it for this week. If you enjoyed this, please like and subscribe.
We'll see you next time.